the externalization of power. So I talked about the externalization of power in terms of health and in terms of safety and security. So now I'm going to talk about externalizing power in its more general or foundational forms. So the whole premise of externalizing one's power, it's based a lot in these monotheistic religious traditions. So these Abrahamic religions. So Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. And Christianity especially has the biggest influence on modern Western culture. And in this culture, most people externalize their power to authority figures. And you see, like, politics is an example of this. People, like, sit there, do the same thing, don't really do too much, but they expect politicians to change their lives instead of internalizing their power or empowering themselves and like doing something about their own life. So they're just, waiting on someone to come save them. And the origins of this are pretty obvious. With Christianity, it's this whole concept of, first of all, God being something separate from you, that causes a lot of disharmony to begin with. Because once God is something separate from you, you cut yourself off and God becomes this patriarchal authority figure that tells you what to do, and you're this powerless little victim who depends on this patriarchal authoritative God. And that's not the truth at all. It's more like we're all different manifestations of the same force. So if you want to use God or source or whatever, we're all different manifestations of that. It's like we are unique waves of the same ocean. We are unique cells within the same body. So we are all essentially, unique forms of this God or source or whatever you want to call it. We are manifestations of it. So it's within us and we are parts of it. That is what I've come to understand along my journey. And you may disagree, but that's what resonates with me and it feels right. Because it's definitely not this separation thing. Separation is an illusion. So also with Christianity, there's the story that this Savior, so Jesus, he's a Savior that in some point in the future, he will come and save everyone. So he's this separate thing that's going to come and save you. So instead of, empowering yourself and doing things to change yourself, you get into this victim mode where you need a savior. It's a savior complex, while essentially you should save yourself. And in my opinion, Christ is more of an archetype that resides within all of us. So you can tap into that Christ consciousness, that Christ archetype within yourself, and be your own savior instead of waiting for something external to come and save you, because nothing is going to come and save you, and waiting for something in the future is pointless because all we have is the present moment, the now, the eternal now. So some like hope in the future, it's like a dream to keep people controlled. When they have, oh, this might happen in the future, people are going to be kept in bondage instead of taking action and empowering themselves in the present moment. So that is the foundational beliefs of this externalization of power that we see in today's society. It's that the Savior is something external, and there is no external. Everything is one. We are one with everything. We are a unique manifestation or aspect of everything. We are one tentacle of all possibility. We are the universe experiencing itself from a completely unique perspective. Okay? And all of this stuff is also based upon the idea that humanity can't be trusted, or that humanity is inherently bad or evil, which is kind of a ridiculous premise. And Alan Watts says that if you have the belief that you can't trust yourself, then you can't trust the idea that you can't trust yourself. So then you're just hopelessly messed up and hopelessly lost, because you don't know if you can't trust yourself, because you don't trust yourself. So that's a funny way of putting it. And that's why everything is so chaotic and crazy, because there's that belief that man is inherently bad or evil. So when you have the belief that can't be trusted, then man, or humanity, women too. I don't like saying man because that's a manifestation of patriarchy itself. So humans, when you have that idea that humans can't be trusted, then humans need authority figures to tell them what to do, which places us into predicaments of control and enslavement and mental slavery and matrix-like conditions. So, and that's completely wrong too. If you look at any infant, infants are bundles of joy. They only get corrupted and they become like dysfunctional once they're exposed to traumas or the woes of the world. No one is born with hatred. You don't see infants that are racist. You don't see infants being hateful towards others. No, that's learned behavior in the world we live in. They come out pure. But you have this idea that in Christianity that you're born with original sin, which completely contradicts just what you can easily observe. Infants are pure. Infants are innocence. Infants are love. It only happens once people get corrupted through the fucked upness of society. So if you're just observant, you're able to see through these illusions pretty easily. So I believe that humans are inherently good, and the ones that are bad, they're just the ones that crack under this disharmonious system. They are the ones that succumb to the pressure of this disharmonious system. They are the ones that are racking up traumas because of this disharmonious system. That's why no one is born like that, No infant is a racist. It's learned behavior. So once you have that paradigm of we are inherently good, we can trust ourselves, and we actually must trust ourselves, then you have a completely different paradigm to work from. You get individual empowerism. Is empowerism even a word? Empowerment. Individual empowerment, and more of an egalitarian structure, because that's how humans always existed. If you look into like deep history or prehistory, his story, the story of patriarchy, the story of hierarchy in general. If you look into prehistory, then you'll see that we lived in these more egalitarian structures. So it wasn't like centralized decision making. There weren't authority figures telling other people what to do. It was all mutually, decisions were mutual, and it was an egalitarian structure. So it wasn't women made the decisions or men made the decisions. It was all like just working together and embracing individualism. So we have to incorporate those kind of ideas into our modern society. So start by not giving your power away. Don't have the belief that some external thing is going to come save you. And it doesn't benefit you at all to think that these higher powers or the source of everything or God is something outside of you. That turns you into a victim and makes you you're at the will of these authority figures, and that makes God some patriarchal authority figure that's separate from you and telling you what to do. And that's the root of many, many disharmonious predicaments we find ourselves in. So, do that inner work, explore your internal environment, empower yourself, do things in your daily life to make your life better, the people around you better, enhance the life of people you encounter, perform random acts of kindness, work towards some goal, work towards your passions, work towards what you know to be your life purpose. Take your power back, empower yourself, and live from that paradigm, live from that state of consciousness. Okay? All right, that's all I got for today. Peace, much love, and one love.